And one thing I noticed that a lot of people didn't know was credit.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me just start telling people about credit, because I'm getting cars with no money down. I'm getting homes with no money down. I'm getting loans with no money down. And people are like, just how you doing it? So I started giving game on it, and I see it start taking off. And then I just started going crazy after that.
Boom. Question is, Kevo, how important is credit in terms of living in today's society? Because I feel like most people underestimate how important credit is. And like you said, you can get things for free basically without any money down using credit.
Yeah, I feel like credit is more important than actually money, because okay, if you got credit, let's say if you go in like a Lamborghini lot, you can have a lot of cash, but they're not even going to respect you without the credit. They're going to say, okay, well, you got the money, but have you ever owned a Lamborghini before they really respect you? And if you never own one, you will have to you might as well just pay the whole car off, because they don't really care too much about, they just want you to have the history. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's just like getting a loan. If you go get a loan, right, and you start paying it, and then versus a person that's trying to get a loan with cash, it got to make sense for the banks. They just want to make sure you got the right history, basically. Credit is very important, you know what I mean? It's just got me a long way.
Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of like business, is it good to have a good credit score?
So you got the personal credit score, then you got a business credit score. So in order for you to actually get a business loan, you need the personal to be, your personal credit need to be high before they actually, because you have to be, like, let's say if you say I need $1 million for my business, somebody has to co-sign, which can be yourself.
Right.
But you actually have to have your business and your personal credit, both of them need to be up to do it. So,
because I feel like most people, like, they say, yeah, I need my credit score up, and they kind of like dwindle on it. They don't really make it a priority.
They don't really, nobody really, it's like they put it last, then they realize later on when they need it, when it's very like, okay, when you at the car lot, or when you at the bank trying to do something, or when you trying to get the credit card, then you like, dang. Then you start thinking about money again, but you still don't really realize it until you're trying to buy a home.
Exactly.
Trying to get a nice car. It's like so much, all credit is always needed everywhere you look when it's something important. You want a boat, you need credit. House, you need credit. Car, you need credit, you know?
Yeah, the worst part is when you go to buy a home and then they tax you with the highest interest rate because you don't have good credit. Yes. That's the worst, bro.
And also I want to let everybody know how important certain banks are, because if you bank in with a great bank, you can actually get a lower interest rate.
Why we're so happy to have you here is, like, a lot of people look at credit kind of as like, oh no, credit's evil. It's going to mess you up. Like, it's going to ruin your life, blah, blah, blah. And it's reality is, if you know how to use it correctly and leverage it, it can actually get you a lot of things, like you said before, where you can finesse the system and get assets without necessarily putting your own money down.
So the main thing is that you should actually be able to save your money in your banking account and use the credit to get ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so if I want a house, they say 10% down. You get a house for 10%, and after you get the house, let's say if you Airbnb the house, you can Airbnb the house every day and let the house pay for itself. So let's say if the mortgage is $3,000, and if you get $3,000, $2,000 a day, depending on what type of home it is. Let's say if it's a mansion in like Georgia or somewhere, it's cheap, right? $3,000 a day, you might be able to pay your rent up for the whole year, and the house is going to eventually pay for itself, all off of credit. Now your money is still stacking in your account.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, the main goal is not to have to spend your banking account money.
Yeah.
People be like, okay, what is the first step to start on, getting my credit up?
Yeah.
I always tell them that you should look at what's on your credit first, because you might have a lot of stuff that needs to be removed as far as old addresses, a lot of inquiries, a lot of people got student loans. So I feel like you should clean your credit first and then build it. And how you build it is by like trade lines, or if you know people who have money that surround you with high limit credit cards, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 credit cards, you can ask to be an authorized user on their credit cards.
If I'm the one with the good credit, right,
Yes.
and then I allow him to be an authorized user, will my credit ticket ding by allowing him on?
No.
Okay.
So, on Tradeline Supply, they actually offer, this is another secret. On TradelineSupply.com, they actually allow you to sell your trade line. That's how people make thousands and thousands of dollars a month, by going to Tradeline Supply saying, sell my trade line. Your trade line is basically your $50,000 credit card, because that's how you can make money. People don't know that they can make money off having good credit. Good credit pays you in this world today.
Can you tell people what a trade line is? Because I know a lot of people might not know what that is.
Okay, a trade line is somebody else's credit history that you can actually purchase. So if somebody had a credit card since 2010 at $50,000, you can actually go purchase that limit and that credit limit, on a website, basically.
Okay.
That's all it really is. They call it a trade line, but it's really an authorized user. Trade lines, the credit bureau
Yeah.
is starting to catch on to trade lines, right? So the credit bureau respects primaries. Have you ever heard of primaries?
Can you tell
Yeah.
people what a primary
Okay.
is?
So primaries are sites that sell things like, let's say Home Depot, right? They will have a membership fee. Like you become a member for $20 a month and buy stuff off my site. And in our favor, we will report $5,000 a month to your credit constantly for a year, 2 years, 3 years.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And that's called a primary because trade lines you buy and they only stick for like 3-4 months. They fall off unless it's your friend and he could take you off whenever. But if you buying it off a site, they don't keep you on there that long.
Oh, so you
get
can
what I'm
only so you're basically paying
Renting.
to rent a line
Exactly.
that
Okay.
has a higher limit. Is that for the sole purpose of maybe you're going to apply for some credit cards at that time
Which
to help
okay,
you?
this the only thing good trade lines are good for when you know because you got 2 to 3 weeks before they hit. So if you buy it and it hits, you go get your car, go get your home, or go get your credit card
Right
soon
there
as
and
it
then.
hits.
Okay.
Because you don't really have too much time because
Yeah.
it's a site where if I give them my information and say, hey, y'all can add 10 people on my credit card, but I don't want them on there longer than 2 months or a month. You get what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So they're going to pay me and then the people take my credit or whatever, you know?
Gotcha.
So that's just how it
That
works.
makes sense.
So, okay, so it basically allows the people a finite amount of time, typically shorter, to be able to go out there, apply for whatever they couldn't get before,
Yes.
and be able to get approved for a home
Now,
more.
like I
loan,
said,
whatever.
people are starting to catch on to trade lines. They feel
Yeah.
like everybody is like jumping on the trade lines. So you mix primaries with trade lines.
Bam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you mix it up, it's just like, oh, you got this. Like you got a whole lot of different memberships, a whole lot of different trade lines. Some people just get one. I usually get 3-4 trade lines. You know,
okay.
along with going to get secure credit cards because you can actually go in the bank if you got cash, $10,000 cash, just get a $10,000 credit
Yeah.
card, and it's secure. So it's still your money, but it makes it look better to the person that's pulling your credit.
Yeah. So okay, so I guess so the strategy that you're kind of telling people is number one, they got to clean their credit, which I was going to ask you about that too. So clean their credit first before they build it up through the trade lines and the primaries.
Yes.
How would you say, and I've seen you talk about this before in your videos, but I want the people to hear this. How would you say people need to, I guess, clean their credit history, get rid of those inquiries and everything else
So
like that?
with credit cleaning, that's what. Okay, this the reason why I even came out with this. So there's a lot of people out here who claim they clean credit. They be like, oh well, I gotta look at your credit and I'll clean it and give me 5,000, 4,000, whatever, and then they'll take 90 days or longer. Sometimes they're just taking money. So I say, okay, I started researching how to clean credit, like just different people. I was asking different people like, how you do this, how you do that, and I put it all together. And the only thing it is just credit cleaning letters, and it's a program that you put all your information through, and basically you check off, and you can do everything from home just to just clean your credit. Whatever's on your credit, you can take off. And it's crazy that I'm like, damn, it's that simple. But the person who's selling you to like, oh well, if you need me to clean it up, they make it seem so hard.
Yeah,
but
they
it's
taxing
really
you.
so easy. But they make it seem so hard so they can get that 2,000-3,000 out of you.
Yeah,
because they feel like if you find out, you're gonna be kind of mad. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
facts.
Because you got to understand this: with credit, you're steady going to have to clean it because it's always going to be an inquiry that's going to pop up on your credit. Always, unless you're like a real credit freak and you just always looking for the soft inquiries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's
Exactly.
rare when you're trying to go to get a house or a car.
Yeah.
They always doing hard inquiries. So you got to take that stuff off your credit.
And for the people that don't know, what's a hard inquiry versus a soft inquiry? For
So
the
a
people that
hard
might not
inquiry
know.
is like if a car lot pulls your credit, that's going to be a hard inquiry. A soft inquiry is something that's called pre-approvals.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you are applying for a card, you want to look for the cards that says pre-approvals. Those are all soft inquiries. They're not going to put that hard inquiry on your credit because you don't want 15, 25
Yeah.
hard inquiries on
That'll
your
ding
credit.
you
That looks
bad. You don't.
horrible. And you're going to drop on your
Facts.
points.
Facts. 3 things you need to do to be successful in today's current marketplace.
3 things I think that you should do to be successful. You should definitely surround yourself with some very successful people, because if you're surrounding yourself by people who is not trying to be on the next level, most likely you're going to start thinking, looking, feeling like them. You know what I mean? It's just like a mental thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, if I put myself around a whole lot of people who not trying to get to millions of dollars and they just comfortable, then I'm gonna be comfortable because I'm just like, oh well, I'm gonna start thinking like, well, okay, my homies they cool, so shit, I'm cool. You know what I mean? So you gotta think outside the box. You know, second, I think you gotta manifest. Like the reason why I got to this point because I was like manifesting everything that I did. I'm like, damn, I got everything that I thought that I have. You know what I mean? Like it's almost it's really scary to be honest, because it's just like, damn, everything that I thought, dreamed about, and was just planning for is here now. So you know, it's just gotta overly manifest and overly like write it down and have a vision for it. You know, and I just pray, bro. You know, I pray a lot. You know what I'm saying? More than people think. So I just pray a lot and just be focused on what I gotta do.
And just so because and I guess I'm cheating a little bit.
I'm trying to go get some money, but you saying, oh well, let me check on my girl first, or let me. I'm just like, all right, well, cool. So now years later, you see me successful, and they still doing the same thing. Like, man, bro, you said you were gonna do it, and now you know what I mean. So you just gotta stay focused, like, because at the end of the day, you only got yourself at the end.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
Yeah.
Okay, and then one more thing someone could do to be successful, you would say. So you mentioned
one thing.
Yeah, one more thing.
One more thing they can do to be successful. I feel like credit. They should get their credit together. Like, because you can, okay, for instance, let's say if you go to jail tomorrow, with no money you get out, guess what you still gonna have? Good credit. You know what I mean? So you can get right to it. You can go right to the bank. I need a loan, credit card, car, home, good credit.
Bam.
Question, and I'm glad you brought up credit again. When it comes to cleaning your credit, is that what these debt relief companies are essentially doing for you?
They are all scamming.
Yeah.
They're
Can you tell people a little bit about
legal
that?
scammers.
Yeah.
So basically what they do is, it's just a company on steroids that just goes and just finds out everybody's data. You know what I mean? So they got everybody's data in the system, and they just hit up everybody and just say, yes, send us this fee a month and we'll help you. And notice, it doesn't help nobody. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, well, we tried, but they denied us. Long as they fake try, they don't have to fully remove something off your credit. Exactly. But everybody, I've been waiting and it didn't work and this and that.
Wow.
The only way to get stuff is removed is through letters.
Yeah.
You have to warn the credit bureaus like, hey, I cannot do anything because this stuff is on my credit. I need it removed now. And if they don't remove it, you steady pressure them and send attorney letters letting them know, like, listen, we're going to keep taking it to the next level till you guys remove it. That's the only way. It got not on time with reading your letter, opening your letter. They have to they can't even look into the case. They have to automatically remove it.
Oh,
that's how a lot of people get stuff removed so fast.
That's powerful.
Okay.
Because the credit bureaus are so oversaturated. So many people like sending letters and calling and, you know.
Yeah, and I guess the number one thing that get removed is those hard inquiries, right?
Yes,
The constant.
that's the easiest.
Yeah. Okay.
And then one of the hardest things is the student loans.
Okay.
But people are getting removed. Student loans is one of the things that's holding a lot of students back. That's why they get them when they're young. And then when they get like 24, 25, they can't, it pushes a lot of people out being it. Because if you got student loans on your credit, you're not getting no massive loan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Facts.
you're not getting no massive crazy car. You're not getting no yacht. You know, stuff that will take you to the next level. You know what I mean?
For example, how you can use credit to invest in businesses.
So, for instance, okay, let's say I want a Starbucks and the Starbucks $300,000. You can actually go to the bank with a business plan and tell them, like, okay, look, this is what I want. This is what I got. You know, this is what I got sitting in the bank, and y'all see my score. Long as they see some type of leverage that, okay, if you don't pay us back, we could take this house, or we could take this money you got sitting, or they're going to give you the loan.
Okay.
The banks make money off of you borrowing money.
Of course.
Everybody is confused, like, oh, well, why would they give me a loan? Because they make interest off it.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't make money keeping the money. They make money giving it to you.
Yep.
Facts. And I know you mentioned like car rentals, yacht rentals. Is that like a good thing to
That's
get into?
the car rentals. People are messing up the cars, you know what I'm saying, and crashing them and just dogging them out. Because they're not treating, like, if you let me see your car, I'm going to bring your car. I know it's your car, but they're just driving it like it's their car and they're going fast and racing. And it's like they're not used to the car. So I would suggest the boats because you can actually hire the captain, the crew, and, you know, everything can be good. You can have cameras all through there. And like I said, you can make $6,500 every 4 hours and up.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So
holy smokes.
Yeah. I mean, you would have to put, because you can get, how much would one of these yachts cost?
I looked at them. They're like $1.6 to $2 million. Damn. So about $200 and some $1,000 down, but you're going to make that in like a month or two.
Yeah.
Easy. But see, they make it hard. They make it, those yachts that we talking about are very expensive because they know what you're going to make.
Yeah.
You know, they know. They're like, oh man, if he chartered this out, he going to make.
Yeah.
That's why they stay on water. They stay pushing. They stay, you know what I'm saying? They make it all. Yachts are making the most money right now.
Yeah.
He's leveraging also the credit, but with less headaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
smart.
guess the barrier to entry is high, but if you get in,
And remember this, I
It's-
want everybody to know this. When you go get that $2 million loan, and let's say if you're trying to go get another loan, the banks will not know that you're paying on that loan. They will know that you have a $2 million asset, even though you put that 10% down. You get what I'm saying? So
Wow.
let's
Yeah.
say if it's $2 million, you put 10% down on $2 million, and we go to another bank and say, hey, we trying to get $700,000. They're gonna say, okay, cool. Can we put a lien on that $2 million yacht? You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know that you only put 10% down. That's the good
Wow.
thing too. So
Okay.
that asset is like a hard stone thing that you
even
can
if
use.
you don't have it paid off,
Yes.
they'll
Even-
still see it as,
Yes,
as
sir.
an asset.
Yes, sir.
What is the best way to make money now? You would say in the current
The
market.
best way to make money right now, everybody is doing crypto. That's the best way.
Yeah,
And
facts.
who you know who do it. Just not doing it is pointless because you're gonna just get crypto, Coinbase or whatever, and start investing your money, and then you're not gonna know exactly what coin to go get. You know, you're gonna lose money. So it's better to start learn about crypto and get with somebody who's great at it.
Facts.
That shows you results.
Okay.
You're gonna be big. You can make $1 billion. You might just haven't ran into that one person that will want to give you $1 billion yet because you don't network.
That's true.
Sitting in the house is not gonna get you $1 billion.
Yeah,
Well said.
absolutely. We
You
say
have
all
to.
the time about like offering value, and even if you got to pay to get in front of someone, a certain
Yes,
somebody,
it's
whatever it
perfect.
may be, you got to
It's
do
perfect.
it.
That's
You know
that's
saying?
what I did. That's the reason why I'm who I am. Everybody that was charging me, I was paying them. And I started learning, and when they was teaching me game, what I did was I said, I'm gonna do better than them. I'm gonna go harder than them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I just needed to get around and learn what I needed to learn. That's
Exactly. Take their teachings and then take it to the
it.
next
Yep,
level.
'cause
And then,
also you need to also gather in their fan base. So when people's like, oh man, I don't care what it costs. Let me get around. Whoop. Okay, boom. Now let me do this. Let me do that. Just keep climbing. Just keep climbing.
It's called fame jacking.
Yeah.
You connect with somebody and you kind of
Yeah.
like collab. And you share like fans and you share like
You have
people.
to. That's very
And that's
important.
how you grow.
That's everybody do that. Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's leverage.
and the thing with you is you have a very unique, I guess, audience because you're in the financial sector.
You know the good thing about my audience?
Yeah.
They spend money.
Yeah. Facts.
See, like you can be like people are famous, but are your fans going to spend money?
Facts.
That's the best thing for me. Like I'm making all this money from because my fans spend money.
No.